Kendrick Lamar is widely regarded as one of the greatest rappers to ever do it. Most people could say that they're familiar with his albums Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly, both of which are considered classics as well as major staples in hip-hop. And unless you've been living under a rock, you'll know that he was involved in one of the biggest rap beefs of the last decade, with everyone's favorite Canadian, Drake. And although most people can agree that he won the beef, why is it that now more than ever Kendrick hate seems to be at an all-time high? I've come to notice that over the last few months, especially after the Super Bowl, people have been switching up on Kendrick Lamar. There's people claiming that his music is trash and that they never liked him, others claiming that he's corny now, and that anyone who's a fan of his music is now also corny. But it wasn't always this way, so what changed? I feel like the beef has thrust Kendrick into the spotlight more than he has ever been before. Before any of this even went down, Kendrick was infamous for almost never being in the public eye unless it was to promote an album. To such an extent that during the beef it was believed that he wouldn't drop a response for a while, if any at all. Drake was even egging him on to drop. Biggest mistake of his career, by the way. But when someone is put into the spotlight, especially to the extent that Kendrick has, they're bound to get hate. Because of course people always gotta hate on whatever's popular at the moment. And I feel like a lot of this hate, for the most part, has been unwarranted. I've yet to see a good argument from someone as to why they think Kendrick is quote unquote corny or overrated. A majority of the time I find that these comments are usually from Drake fans that are still salty that their favorite artist lost to beef and is now going out sad by suing his own record label. While I could definitely agree that Kendrick will sometimes say something in a song that's a little funny sounding or out of the ordinary, I feel like that's what keeps his music interesting. He will always provide something new and different from his music, whether that be certain inflections with his voice or maybe clever lyrics. A lot of his newer music still feels fresh, unlike some of the other artists that have been around as long as he has, but that's not to say that he isn't above criticism. For one, he's definitely a hypocrite, most recently for featuring on Playboi Carti's album, a known abuser of women, after claiming to want to protect women all throughout the beef, or how he played at the Super Bowl after criticizing the NFL over their handling of Colin Kaepernick. I'm not denying that he has his flaws, but to say that his music is trash or overrated just doesn't make sense to me. He's become such an important figure in rap, and his albums have had such an impact on the culture that they're even taught about it in schools. And that's not to mention the 22 Grammys and Pulitzer Prize he has under his belt. He's always been relevant in rap and has proved time and time again that he's earned the position he's in. And I feel like all the things he's been able to do even after the beef is just further proof of that. From winning 5 Grammys for a diss track to performing at the Super Bowl, the victory lap he's been on has just been crazy to witness, and he just continues to prove that he really is the biggest and the best at what he does.
God knows I am.